Folks in the Italian town of Modena had wine coming out of their kitchen taps after a local winery accidentally leaked into their local water system.
Oh, wow.
Not bad.
In Italy, that's probably like, that's all you could ever ask for.
Yeah, I mean,
they dream of those days, right? Mm-hmm. A boobity bobbity. If we could get the wine to come out of the faucet, that'd be great. Who needs the water? You know, that's
I think I'm
like,
supposed to be offended, but that was hilarious.
I'm Italian.
Good point.
I don't know if you're that Italian.
Whoa.
I'm Italian.
You're Italian, but I don't know if you're that Italian.
what you did was okay, except for the very beginning.
That was the best part.
I'm Italian, things. Listen, I don't need you questioning what I can do as an Italian, all right? I understand that DeGilio is much more Italian than McAfee, and Maraldo is much more Italian than McAfee, but I did my 23andMe. I spit into the thing. It said I'm 1% Italian or 0.09% Italian. You name it, whatever it is. I'm Italian. I'm allowed to say whatever I want, and if I want wine coming out of my damn faucet, I'm allowed to say that whatever Italian accent I want to have. Boobity bubbity, we gotta get to a break. And on the phones, a man who knows that Tom Brady's gone, Boston Connor.
Got nothing to say here. Get it off of me. Get it off of me, Foxy.
Do you hate Jimmy? You just asked Evan Foxy to turn the camera off of your face.
Get it away.
Because of the moment that just happened. Right now, you're looking at a man who has a red beard. He has a shaved side and long hair on the top. He's sitting in front of a Canadian flag because Gumpy was supposed to be that position. His hat says "Live Lucky," but everything has been the opposite of that. Boston Connor was born 24 years ago, and for 20 years, all he has done is watch the New England Patriots win. This weekend, whenever Jimmy Fallon, Julian Edelman, and Tom Brady took in a Syracuse basketball game for no reason at all, it was almost solidified the fact that Tom Brady will never put on a Patriot uniform again, and this man has been crying nonstop ever since. Stop! It's terrible acting.
Or something happens with Burrow and the Bengals at 1, and then they trade Cam to the Redskins, and Joe Brady's back with Joe Burrow.
Oh, man. What did you just say? I was on some Cincinnati Bengals blogger put me on my face on my mugshot on a list of media people that have said that Joe Burrow's going to leave Cincinnati, not go to Cincinnati or something like that. I was like, I don't think I ever said that.
No, I don't think you did.
I might have had to talk about it because that's what my job is. And by the way, everybody else had their professional headshots, and he put my mugshot. It felt like a direct shot from that guy.
Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
He just made the list.
Well, in his name, he had an X instead of an M. So he's obviously bigger than Meyer guy, I think so. Remember, Meyer took a shot at me first. I don't know what you want to do.
Stooge.
If I don't answer, I'm a bitch. And I want to let you know, that ain't what I am. So that's just forever and ever, amen. I have one question I have to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
You pushed off on that Saints touchdown or
Absolutely not. We've talked about this. It's a reviewable play. Like the rule was changed for them because of what happened the year prior in the exact same stadium. So if anyone was going to get called for OPI in that situation, it was going to be me in that stadium because of that rule. Didn't happen. They reviewed the play and we carried on.
I just don't. Kyle, it sure looked like you did the exact same thing that George Kittle did in the Super Bowl.
See, I had my arm out, but I never pushed. Like that's the thing. As an offensive player, like if I want to keep you there, I'll keep you there. That's not a push. Like they grab, we hand fight, all that. It's the extension. That's what gets you. Like if I just keep you at bay, now I'm not pushing.
Hey. Couldn't make it more clear than that. I mean, what you just said broke it all down. Welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show here on this beautiful Thursday, March 5th, the day that the Brady Come Back song, performed by Connor Campbell, graced the earth. And I'm telling you what, world's never going to be the same again after this. And it could potentially be the reason why Tom Brady decides to go back to the New England Patriots.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't feel like he's going back. I got a lot of people, not a lot of people, a couple people tweeting me like, talk about Tom Brady because there's nothing else to talk about. Just trying to get clicks. Well, you answered your question with it. Are we ready for a phone call record breaking Friday? Are we ready for it?
Absolutely.
1-833-622-3331 if you want to be a part of this record that we're about to have. Phone call number 1 begins with a guy named Andrew in Louisville, Kentucky. Andrew, how's it going? You're kicking off the day. What do you want to talk about?
Hey, how's it going, Pat?
Can't do that. We need you to get right into it. I love Andrew. I appreciate Andrew for calling in, but we cannot do that on our record-breaking Friday. We need you to get in, get out, get to it, and get moving. Dylan, what's going on?
How's it going, boys? It's a feel-good Friday, Pat. I was wondering if you had any funny stories about a time you thought about you might have to fire one of the boys.
I mean, everybody's been on. I mean, there's been a time I've even thought about just leaving and firing myself. I mean, whenever you ride the wave of expectations from others, there's always a chance that you can, fall into a little bit of a drought. But what I think has happened with our particular business is, as long as you show that you're in for the company, I think everybody else appreciates and respects you. Is that 100% accurate?
Yes.
Yeah. I think so.
And that's why it's so hard to hire. Like, that is why it's so hard to hire. I had interns at one point way back. Foxy was one, Zito was one, Ty was one, Connor was one. Way back I had interns. And the thing about the interns were, now no offense to the interns, there are a lot of them I assume are going on and doing great things, but I'm not great at dealing with people's crap. Like, I don't care. Like, it's very hard for me to care. I'm a little bit selfish in that particular world. But for our company, I think as long as you're rowing the boat in the same direction as all of us, we're all in. That's why it's very hard to bring somebody in here, because the first caller talking about good chemistry, I think we have that. Not a lot of places do.
I think too, like every time you do something like that, like it's nice to have that little jolt. It's like, hey, like we need to be better. We're expected to be better. So it is nice having that jolt every once in a while.
The thing around this office that makes potential firings happen the most is whenever there's just crap laid around the office. Foxy and I, or Foxy Zito and I, or Ty, Foxy and I will go somewhere and we come back to the office and it's just a pigsty. And the immediate question is like, what the hell has been going on here? And then whenever that happens, that leads to the next question. But other than that, there's never really been any thought of firing anybody. It's
Pretty low maintenance group.
Very, very low maintenance. Yeah, and not a lot of fire. I mean, when I get worked up about something though, and I think somebody's trying to screw us, I'm bad with that too. Once I get something in my head, it's really hard to get it out.
Well, you're right a lot too, though.
That is an issue. That's like what Jerry Jones has right now, right? Jerry Jones, people are saying that he needs to get out of the control thing. When you've had success like Jerry Jones has had, it's very hard to hear other people tell you that you shouldn't do something, because he's like, well, I'm sorry, did you buy a team for $100 million and turn it into $5 billion? Have you ever done it? No, you can shut the hell up. That's what Jerry Jones, but it gets to a point where you can't just always do that. But it is something, when I start getting a feeling about something, it's hard to get me off of it. And I think that is a flaw of mine. I think that's a flaw of mine. I do. I believe that's a flaw. We'll get better. Probably not.